Here are my trades for Thursday, August 26th. Um, I'm going to go over my Salesforce trade first. They had really good earnings, and I think they increased their guidance for the third time in a row. Usually, when the company increases their guidance, that's almost always um, like the stock's going up, honestly, unless like it was built in, which maybe it was built in a little bit with this if they had increased guidance already two other times. But normally, increasing guidance is almost like a surprise, a little bit, and we always like the positive surprises. So, so big gap up, well, not huge gap up, but I don't know. So actually, not too big of a gap up, but it made these compressions in the pre-market here. It's kind of drawing these lines, and then it gets above this 270. I put in a small position thinking that I would maybe add in later. Actually, I'm going to delete all of these lines here. I was more so thinking, okay, I'm going to get in here. This might take a while. I want to come back to it later. Maybe it'll make a big like compression later, or maybe even above 275. I put the ATR in here, which was shoot, oh, 6.5. So something around here was ATR. So I guess I told myself somewhere in here, maybe later on in the day, it'll give me what I like, which is like a compression or a high day breakout, some type of clear level that has been tested multiple times that eventually breaks with volume. And then that's when I'll add in heavier, risking against that level using kind of this in the money average. But it took a small partial, and then I don't know, just kept watching it, and didn't trade it amazing, but I also don't think it really gave me what I normally like. So I lost some money on it, but whatever. I'm okay with that. My next trade was a big one. It was on SPY, and so here's the thing. I actually did get an alert on my FinTwit app, and it did say, and this was at 9:45 a.m. I believe. I was looking it up, and 9:54, I got a tweet on here that said, breaking, an explosion has occurred outside Kabul airport. U.S. rushes toward Afghanistan, evacuation deadline. So I got that at about 25 minutes into the open. And so I was watching the SPY. You never know if like news like that is going to be substantial or not. But sometimes when there is really negative substantial news, algorithms can get hit, etc., and you can get a nice sell-off. So I was keeping an eye on SPY. And so what I did was I did notice that it was trending down. I felt like it was just kind of dying off as it was making lower highs. And also what I like here is if you look here on the 10-minute here, it has a nice range that it made for a couple days here, right? So just kept bouncing back and forth in between here, and then eventually broke out a couple days ago. So I guess I told myself, if this is sort of trending down, here, it's compressing against this area. If it gets under this 448.50 area, it could potentially go right down to 447.50. And so that's what I was playing. So I got in short here for the potential break. I guess it hadn't broken yet, so maybe that was a little bit of a red flag in terms of my play. I'm trying to wait till it breaks with volume, then retests, because then that confirms, okay, the level that I like is indeed really the level at this point in time. Whereas if I get in early, I can really screw myself up, because you never know when it's going to break. Could have came down, tested it, and bounced and gone up. So actually, what I intended to do was to add in. So I got in here. Stop was pretty wide. It was actually it was up here, so I pushed it down. It was a half an R risk, and my intention was to, once this breaks, to add in, but it broke so fast I wasn't able to add in. And it did do what I thought. It went from the top of the range to the bottom, and it actually went way past it. So I kind of got lucky in terms of the breaking news. But so yeah, like I said, the breaking news happened right here. This is when I got the FinTwit. But you can see nothing was really happening necessarily just yet. But it did just look like it was, it was under VWAP. It was rolling over. I thought it could get back in this range, and that's why I did it. And so this was amazing. It was crazy how fast it went from here to here. And I made 3.5 R, but I only risked half an R. So really I made like 7 R on this because of just the severity. So, technically I was only risking from here to here, and that was a half an R. And so by the time I got here, and then I partialed some more, and then I added in and then partialed a little bit more, that total, I think I got close to 7 R of what I risked, seven times what I risked, but 3.5 R of my normal R. And looking at it again here, you could see how this was the retest was right here, right? So the break was right here with volume. This is where it started. So I'd say it started right around here.